So I wanted to share some of these videos I have of this deer that's been called all sorts of names. Died as Mowgli, America's Most Wanted. Some people call it the Days Buck, the Vegas Buck, the Quad Pod, Zeus. We call him In and Out, so that's what I'm going to put on these videos because that's what he was to me for 3 years that I was chasing him. So we named him the first year. He had double drop tines and double inlines, and so we started calling him Double Double, which always made us hungry for hamburgers at In and Out, and thought that that would be a easy way to remember him. So for us, he was In and Out. I first found him in July, I believe it was July 14th of 2020. So I'm gonna do 3 videos, and this will be on the first of each of them. So if you've already heard this part, you can skip ahead a few minutes. But I found him in 2020, scouted him a few times. I didn't know his pattern at that point, didn't know the best angles to view him from, and so I don't have nearly as much video that year, but did get pretty close and had some decent video. And as soon as the season got close, he, as we discovered was his pattern, he disappeared, and I spent all sorts of time trying to find him during the hunting season and into extended, and never was able to turn him up. So all told, over the 3 years that I knew about this deer, I was into him well over 90 days between scouting, preseason, regular season, and extended season. So I glassed from every possible angle I could think of at different times of the year, and for some reason he always would disappear right at basically the opener of the hunt. In 2021, he did get pressured pretty heavily. I say pretty heavily, but nothing compared to 2022. So 2021, there were a few different groups after him because of a video that was shared that people got wind of him being there. I didn't know of anyone else in 2020 that was after him, so if anyone knows or has seen him in 2020, I'd love to share stories. But in 2021, there were a few people, I believe 3, that got a shot at him. One of them was my friend Brad, that bumped his cam right as he was releasing. Otherwise, this deer would have died in 2021. He missed him by a couple inches, so close there. And then later that day, I might have been the last one that saw him in 2021. I actually had him at 70 yards, but he was just behind a tree. The 4-point he was running around with, that I believe Jared Knighton killed later that season, was broadside to me at 70, and I couldn't get an angle on In and Out, and watched him walk into the trees at 70 yards, never to be seen again. Interesting thing was I had a whole bunch of trail cameras scattered in that area in 2021, trying to pick him up again, and got so busy trying to find him and looking from all these other angles, I actually left my cameras up all year. And once it started snowing, I wasn't going to go in and get him, so I picked him up in the spring of 2022, and I was shocked, and you'll see this in the 2021 video. He was on one of my cameras on December 2nd of 2021. So it was in not far from his summer range, probably 300 yards from one of his main feeding/bedding areas. So he was still up really high in that canyon in December of 2021. So really frustrating, because I'd been up there glassing for him a few times on the extended during snowy season, and never was able to turn him up. So it just was a ghost once the hunt came. So it was heartbreaking when Connor got this buck, but I think they broke a lot of hearts when this deer died, crushed a lot of dreams. But just a shout out to Connor and Martin. I've been watching their videos and all their content, and Actually, I reached out to Connor when I found out he had killed this deer, and he was nice enough to let me sit down. Basically, went and met him the day after, before he dropped it off at the taxidermist, and he was nice enough to let me see it and hold it and get a few pictures with it. And I think that speaks volumes to what kind of a person Connor and Martin as well are. They were, very humble about the deer they harvested and the time and effort that a lot of people had put into it. So I just want to say kudos to the two of you for who you are. And a couple final comments before we get into the video. Deserving or not, like, that means absolutely nothing in hunting. If you look at who deserves his deer, there's a lot of people that could make an argument that it was them. And the other part is that patience and perseverance will pay off, and that's also not necessarily the case. So sometimes you just have to be lucky, have the right friend in the right place at the right time, to make the right phone call and have, the stars align. And sometimes that's just how it goes. And Connor was the one that got lucky with this buck. He still had to get there, he still had to make the shot, but to know where it was and to get there was stars aligning for him, and kudos. I definitely put my time and effort in, and it's been fun putting these videos together. I hope you enjoy the raw video of an amazing 220-inch buck in the velvet. I'm sad that I didn't get him, but I think I'm even more sad that he's not going to be running around in the summers for me to go spend my evenings and mornings watching him and just loving to see a massive mature mule deer. So with all that said, thanks for your comments ahead of time, and I hope you guys enjoy this video.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just open up. Don't be and if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just open up. Don't be scared.
slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.